Hello and welcome to the Smart ICO Investor Podcast. Well, that's not a podcast, this is a live stream. We're going to take a look at the markets and draw some lines and hopefully come up with some trades because that's where we are right now. So the ICO market's been a little bit lackadaisical over the past few weeks. You look at returns on the newest projects from, what was the last three? I had a trio of shit coins. Autonomy, what else? Essentia, and one other one that just came back and they're terrible. Holy shit. Thank God I didn't invest in Uchain. It just came back that went like down to 0.1. So right now, the best thing that's been going on, at least in my returns, have been the trading. So we've got a separate strategy that we've been using that I don't really want to get into too much here, but we can talk about some other trade setups that would be decent. And so we're going to take a look at all the major pairs. And yeah, so let's take a look at BTC right now. Let's come down to a 6-hour chart. Let's go to a 1-hour chart first. So we actually started at 6. So we had this big drop. We can start at daily actually. Big drop. This continuation move through the 21 EMA pushes us back down into bear territory. This level right here at around, let me draw a horizontal ray. So this level has kind of been the bottom, right? And we've tested that one. We kind of pushed through that one time, but we tested it 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're about to test it the 5th time. Plus, I think there was one test back here, right? So where we pushed down. So this has kind of been the bottom of the area where we haven't been able to push through. And that does make sense because down below here, around below this 6,000 area, that's where the marginal cost of production of Bitcoin goes to about zero. Well, zero in the premium that it has compared to what is mined and what you could sell it for immediately. So taking a look at what we have, we're in this weird state, right, where we had a lower low, a lower high, but then not a lower low, and then not a lower high as well too. So theoretically, we're still in this uptrend. I guess you wouldn't want to say, well, I mean, in the bigger sense, it's about part of this downtrend as well too. But until we make a new lower low, or until we make a new higher high, right? We're still in this small trend, and this trend is very, very weak, right? You think that if it just comes through this towards the end of the year, we'd be in the 7,000 range. Well, I don't know. We could see. I mean, really, we're looking at going to the weekly, right? Right at this weekly support. Below the weekly, it gets really nasty. We're looking at, if we break through this support area, we're looking at this 5,000 area. I mean, look at the gap in the volume that we had. Essentially, we just burst through that 5,000 area last year and went on a moon mission. So, the majority of all the volume, again, has been down at that 4,000 level and then 2,000 level before. So it's not looking good if we push through. We'll see what happens, though. I don't want to be that bearish, but I think that we could go down to the 5,800 if we break below. I'm looking at 6,150 to enter into shorts. So let's take a look at the chart. Right now on the hourly, we have a kind of flat channel that we've been in, where, let me just draw the top. Here's the top, right? And then, actually, let me get rid of these rays. I don't want these rays. I want some, can I draw a channel? Parallel channel. Here we go. Yeah. And here we go. Right. So this is roughly the channel that we're in. And let me make this so it doesn't extend right. There we go. Okay. So here's the channel that we're in. It's going to continue along. Really, this is in between this 65, or let's just say 66.60 6,600, and then down at the 6150 as well too, which is the bottom here. So what I'm looking for is really a break out of this channel before entering into any long-term plays. I know there's been some nice scalps that have been going through, but really it's just I think it's a waiting game at this point. You know, we're looking at really nothing going on here, and with the volatility that happens in BTC every day, you know, trying to catch the short before it actually goes, I think is a dangerous proposition. So really waiting for confirmation of the move to get out of this channel. Let's just leave this here. So once we get out of this channel, I'm going to break below these, either 6,600 or the 6,150, then we'll have confirmation of the move, and it'll be nice to get in. And we're really looking for that on the 12-hour. So we're waiting for a 12-hour close. At least I am. I'm waiting for a 12-hour close below here and then above here out of this channel to kind of show us that, you know, we're going to have another move up because, you know, like I said, we need to either have a new low, which would be below this 6,000 area or 5,900, or we need to have a new higher high, one of the two. So at some point we're going to push through, and we can see that we've been in this long-term wedge. I've already driven the bottom, but here we can see this. So this wedge we've kind of respected. I assume that we're either going to break through the bottom of this wedge because the descending wedge is continuation of the bear trend, and then this will push through down to the 5,000 or even 4,000 area. Or we're just going to keep going along and they'll break it, and then that should signal the end of the bear move and back into positive territory for whatever that means, because we could be quite flat for the next year, which is kind of my opinion. So right now, again, so no trades happening on BTC until we get confirmation of the move. We'll take a look at Bitcoin Cash. Come out in the daily first, right? Delete these. Delete these. Right, so Bitcoin Cash looks pretty bad. I would not be wanting to touch this until we have some kind of confirmation of the trend reversal. You know, we're not seeing anything. I mean, it could be getting there. I mean, maybe that 400 area is going to provide some resistance in the bottom, but we'll have to see. Right now, when we take a look at Bitcoin Cash BCH BTC, right? We are getting a bit of a buy signal in daily. It could be a trend reversal here. Take a look at the weekly, because for such a long trend, yeah, I think, you know, we must be coming down to the bottom. I mean, it looks very bad, and for all the bad news that's been happening with Bitcoin Cash, I mean, it's not something that I'd want to be putting a lot of money long into yet, without a confirmation of the trend reversals. So probably just looking to short if we can get an overextension on the move. So nothing there, not really looking at anything there. We'll take a look at Dash. That looks interesting. So again, this is that nice ledge play here. So we're looking for really, you know, this is a descending triangle as well too. In this, let me come down to 12. So you can see we have a squeeze, but it's also this triangle which is forming. Really looking for confirmation of the move either way. Let me just draw this here. And we can draw this here. Yeah, so looking for some kind of break either up or down out of there, and to have closed above it. Yeah, we can probably make this a little bit easier in the channel, probably more like this. But the compression that's going on probably will push down if Bitcoin follows. So mainly looking for what BTC is going to do over the next few days. Let's take a look at Enigma, BTC. Yeah, I don't want to touch that yet. I mean, it's definitely looking negative at the moment, but let's not touch it for now. EOS, the dollar, actually EOS looks great. You know, it's gotten flat. We have a test of we had a test of 4.5. We had another test of 4.7. Now we had a test of 4.8. That's quite positive, actually. I like that. EOS is one of the ones that I'm actually looking to open a long position on. Really just waiting to get some sort of oversold condition, or overselling exhaustion before coming into it. Probably look at the 4.5 area if we could touch that again, or the 4.8. So again, for the long term, I think this EOS play is quite nice. We're getting down to levels which are attractive again. The previous lows were at 3.9, so that's definitely a number to keep in a hold. And I think some EOS has a fair bit of news coming out here in the future. Let's take a look at EOS BTC as well. I think EOS BTC looked a little bit better. Yeah, look at that. Here we have an ascending, starting to break a little bit. Really looking for it to break above the 21 EMA on the daily or on the 12-hour to enter into a trade. Again, there's no confirmation here. We have another one of these channels, which, let's see if I can draw this straight. Right here we have this channel. So looking for, again, confirmation to move out of the channel, and I can draw this back on the here. So and down to here. So just looking at this channel, we can probably take this down a little bit to where the highs were. Right, so that's at about like 5.9, but you could even take it a bit more to 5.5. Yeah, so if we close above 5.5 on the daily, that would definitely be a nice entry point right there for EOS. And if we're closing below 4.2 on EOS, if we can break out of this channel, again, we're looking to short right there. ETH, let's take a look at ETH. Man, I caught this move right here on the daily at 169 and rode it up to $200. It was a great move. Really enjoyed that. Right now, not really looking at much. I mean, it definitely is a nice bullish pattern here on the volume profile. We can see that the real point of control is about 220. So a move up to there would be, I think this is the wrong ETH chart. That was the BitMEX chart. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Again, I'd want to see a break out of this channel that's forming. Again, everything's in a channel formation here, so probably look to go long it if we broke above 230 and it was looking positive. And I don't know if I'd want to short here because this is dangerous territory. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to short here. It's maybe if we're up at this kind of 220 area and it's looking weak, but it's hard to say because you short at what 200. What's your downside? You're looking at maybe 30 points, 40 points to the downside, and again, the 30-point move for the upside is back into this top of the channel, which would be pretty bad. So I don't think the risk reward is pretty good on that. It's not a high probability trade, and it's not something that I'd want to look at. Let's take a look at Go. Okay, so Go's just been listed on Binance, so we're probably going to have to look at a 6-hour chart. Yeah, 6-hour chart. So, I mean, Go is looking very attractive down here in this 500 level. It's about to come up into a nice squeeze here, which it is. It'll probably channel here soon, and we could get a nice new pump. I think the market cap of it right now is about 20 million, which is pretty attractive for what they're doing. They have a bunch of ICOs coming up, and so Go is definitely one to keep an eye on. Let's take a look at IoT. Yeah, I don't want to touch that. I don't like that short formation. Litecoin. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know. I mean, this is not a flat channel that we're looking at, and so it's probably not the best to be in. Neo, on the other hand, again, Here's the channel that I'd be looking at. That we're moving through here now. This would have been a good entry point because on the 12-hour it looks a little bit different, right? So it's kind of break up right here, but you would have gone through right here. So right now there's no positive trade to be in. It would be a short for NEO. I've seen a lot of negative press about NEO recently. I think there's a lot of FUD going around. One chain, yeah, I don't know. No, it doesn't look good at all. And Monero, wow, that looks great. Monero looks great. I know the liquidity is pretty poor, but this is something that I would definitely be looking at, because on the weekly, right? On the weekly, we have this nice, yeah, look at this. These engulfing, sorry, not engulfing candles, but look at the candles. It's compressing on the weekly, which means that we've definitely found a bottom. And Monero is one of the better projects out there that actually has a use case well into the future and has proven itself already. And finally, XRP, which I think is probably a really good short. Yeah, so this is, again, a channel break where, here we go. That's the channel for XRP, which means that we're looking to go long at about 34, and again, having a nice reshort at about 26. But again, that reshort at 26 would be really small. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to hold up. This could stair step all the way back down over the next few weeks, or even the next week or two. So I'm not really sure about that. So I guess the trades for today is just to be patient. There's nothing really too obvious in anything right now. Really just waiting for the confirmation of the next move from Bitcoin, which is the big driver of the market, and that'll really bring everything in. So, oh wow, look at ADA. I mean, all the BitMEX coins are pumping. Yesterday was wow. Okay, I actually look at Cardano. That's a nice U-shaped bottom that's forming. I may take a position on that actually. So let's take a look at this. Okay. So here we go. Let me take a look at this 6-hour chart. It's a little bit better. Perfect. So on a 6-hour chart, that's really nice. Broken through the 21 EMA. Probably want to take a look for a retest of the 21 EMA on the 6 hours. So what's that? So if we could drop down to from, we're at 1108, 1109. Oof, it's moving. If we could come back down to this 1080 area, that would probably be a really nice entry. Wow. 88 looks great. All right, so this is probably the trade of the day. Let's do a nice risk and reward chart on the hourly so we can see this a little bit better. So on the trade setup, let's do this. Where is my trade setup? Here we go. So I'm going to take a long, right? So I'd want to be looking at somewhere between 1080. Let's say it's 11, right? Because that we would definitely get an entry or this previous candle. So 1097. Stop is at what was the 1075? I think so 2% down. We'd be looking for like a 10% move here. Yeah. But where's previous support? It was here. At this 1270. Yeah, that's very achievable. So to reach this support right here, this previous support, I think that'd be really nice. So we're looking at a 15% upside and a 2% risk to the downside. Actually, I'm going to go set that trade up right now. That looks really nice. You could even push it a little bit more where, yeah, so you want your stops to be the 6 hour 21 EMA, because if we break through this, then it's bearish again. It could even be the 12 hour EMA. Oh, actually, that's probably the break right there. So if we break 11.13, yeah, actually that's the better trade. So we'll use that. So just to make it a little bit more, a little easier to tie in with the 12 hour move. So it was like 11.13. So really right here, and then 10.75. Let's see how that 10.75. Okay, so 3% risk to 15% upside. So 1 to 5. It's not bad, risk reward. That's actually really not bad. I like that a lot. So there you go. Trade of the day is Cardano, BTC. I'm gonna look at in BitMEX for a trade setup right now, because I think that's pretty decent on the 12 hour. Really just waiting for the break of the 21 EMA. And then that would be a great entry. And be looking for the previous support as your first target. Wow, that's really nice, actually. So, okay, I hope you enjoyed that. We will be back tomorrow, or I will be back tomorrow with more looking at the markets, looking for trades. And yeah, so there we go. I'll post this one, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in, and so long.